My name is Daniel. I am 10 years old, and I live with my mother in a small house near a quiet river. We do not have much money, but my mother always smiles. Every morning, she wakes up before the sun rises to make breakfast for me. Then she goes to work. She cleans houses, washes clothes, and carries heavy bags all day. When she comes home, her hands are tired, and her feet hurt, but she still smiles at me. Every night, she gently says, "Daniel, study hard. One day, your life will be better than mine." I always promise that I will. One day at school, my teacher asked everyone to draw a picture of their family. My classmates drew big houses with happy families. Some drew their fathers playing with them, while others drew brothers and sisters. I drew only my mother and me. When my teacher looked at my picture, she smiled kindly and asked, "Daniel, where's your father?" I looked down at the floor and quietly answered, "He died when I was a baby." The classroom became silent, and I wished I could disappear. That evening, I woke up because I heard someone crying. I slowly walked to the kitchen and saw my mother standing alone. She was holding an old photograph of my father close to her heart. Tears rolled down her face as she whispered, "I still miss you every single day." She thought I was asleep, so she did not know I was watching. It was the first time I had ever seen my mother cry, and my heart broke. At that moment, I decided that I wanted to make her smile again, no matter how hard it would be. The next day, after school, I found a small job at the local market. I carried heavy bags for customers and cleaned the floor after the shops closed. The work was difficult. My arms became sore, and sometimes people spoke to me unkindly. Still, I never complained. Every coin I earned went into a small box that I hid under my bed. I kept saving until one day I had enough money to buy something special. I walked into a small furniture shop and saw a simple wooden chair. It was old, but it was strong. I used all of my savings to buy it and carried it home by myself. My mother looked surprised when she saw me bringing the chair into our house. She smiled and asked, "Daniel, why did you buy a chair?" I looked at the empty place beside our dinner table and quietly replied, "Because every night there is an empty place where Dad should sit." I wanted him to have a chair too. My mother's eyes filled with tears. She gently touched the chair and then hugged me tightly. She cried for a long time, but those tears were full of love. That evening, we placed the chair beside our table. No one sat on it, but somehow it no longer felt empty. Every night before dinner, my mother smiled at the chair and told me stories about my father. She said he was kind, honest, and hardworking. She said he dreamed that I would grow up to become a good man. Even though I had never met him, I felt as if I knew him through her stories. Years passed, and life was still not easy. There were nights when we had only bread and tea for dinner, but my mother never stopped believing in me. I studied harder than ever because I wanted to make her proud. At last, all my hard work paid off. I graduated with the highest grades in my school and earned a scholarship to college. When I shared the news with my mother, she smiled through her tears. This time, they were tears of happiness. After finishing college, I became a teacher. On the day I received my first salary, I bought my mother a warm coat because she had spent many winters feeling cold while saving money for me. I also bought fresh flowers, and together we visited my father's grave. I placed the flowers beside his name and softly said, "Father, Mom kept her promise. She gave me a better life. Now I promise to take care of her for the rest of her life." When we returned home, the old wooden chair was still standing beside our table. It had become old and worn, with small scratches from the passing years, but we never moved it. It reminded us that love never truly disappears, even when the people we love are gone. They continue to live in our hearts, in our memories, and in the kindness they leave behind. Moral: true love never ends. Even when someone leaves this world, their love can stay with us forever and give us the strength to keep moving forward.